evening, darlings. I got the following anonymous question, which says, are you now or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Darling, you are such a funny one, aren't you? Clearly, no. I am not currently a member of the Communist Party, and I never have been. Since I'm part of a monarchy, it just sort of doesn't make sense to sort of go down the communist route, particularly being that I'm at the head of the government. Why would I sort of want to change things to a socialist government? Not that there's anything wrong with socialism. I think it works great on paper, a little less so perhaps in reality. And I do think that there's certain aspects of socialism that I try to incorporate sort of into my rulings. I do make sure that everyone in my kingdom has access to the basics of life. So everyone does have food and clothing and housing. I make sure that even people who maybe wouldn't otherwise have it, that they do. And that, I suppose, could be considered sort of socialist in a way. But that's about where the similarities end. And part of that, of course, is because when you've lived as long as I have, of course, you've watched your subjects grow up, or they've watched you grow up, and we're sort of, there's not so many of us, and so it sort of feels like we're a little bit more close-knit than I think a lot of kingdoms are, and we're sort of all family, even though not all of us are related by blood. I still feel like we have sort of that feeling of needing to take care of each other, and we've gone through sort of a lot of hardships together, and I think that sort of brings you together as a people. So I try to make sure that everyone is able to live a fulfilling and happy life, and has access to everything they need for that. So I think we sort of have a very nice government here, and it's not socialism or communism by any means, but I think that there is sort of that feeling of goodwill amongst all of us, and that's perhaps part of why we don't really want sort of outsiders coming in, because we have such a good sort of energy and everything here, and we don't want that disrupted with sort of an unknown element. You know how it is, darling. So I think I've lost my train of thought. I apologize. But what's important to remember, of course, here is that this is not communism, and so no, I haven't ever been part of a communist party, or even considered it, honestly. So I hope that answers all of your questions, darling. And of course, if there's anything else you want to know, just feel free to send me another message. Ta-ta.